Eye contact is dead. Another video by Keira Lothan, who you seem to have enjoyed under the last reaction. And I do get where it comes from because her videos are super simple. When I mean super simple, I actually mean it. She just talks about random topics that might appear, random, so to say, philosophical and human topics that might appear during, let's say, a dining table. Yeah, so for example, we talked about happy man or happy woman, and now we're going to be talking about eye contact, which is a social skill. And I like it because in that way I also get to philosophize a bit, and this was actually one of the reasons why I started this channel. So why not keeping it up? I hope you will enjoy this reaction, and let's keep it going. And yes, before you continued watching it, please don't forget that this is a YouTube channel and we have a goal. We have a goal, our next milestone, 150 subs. That's where we're aiming at. And if we are there at the moment that you're watching this video, still feel free to go to go below and become a subscriber. Subscription is free.
Why are we not making eye contact anymore?
Why is my video so quiet?
Why are we not looking at each other while we're passing at the mall, on the sidewalk?
I can tell you why, actually, because recently there has been a TikTok trend which has been claiming that doing this is creepy and can get you to jail, and it may be considered as sexual assault. Plus, usually, if someone is making eye contact with you, that usually means they want something from you. I don't know, maybe a reaction from you, maybe they just want to ask you to pass the pickles. But in general, if you don't want to have anything to do with that person, you don't make eye contact.
In the store, at the gym, like
Oh, at the gym. Oh my god, how many of these TikToks have I watched where there's a female who films herself, and then I don't know, a guy throws a glance and then all of a sudden sexual assault. And the problem that I have is not particular with this woman. Keep in mind, I'm not for women being assaulted. The problem that I have with those type of TikToks is that later on, when there are actually cases of assault, women might not get believed because of the cases where they exaggerate it. So keep that in mind while I'm speaking. Don't portray me wrong.
we're not making eye contact. It's like once we see someone, we're like this. Like,
Okay, that's like a bit of exaggeration. I haven't seen people like this.
are we scared of each other? Are we isolated
Yes.
like this for real? Like, are we really that isolated where we have to take everything to the internet? We have to find our boyfriend and girlfriend off the internet. We have to find it through Tinder and swipe. No, we can't even make eye contact with each other. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yes, but people are afraid, and unfortunately, this is the problem that we're facing a lot in 2024.
Forget eye contact. We don't even smile at each other anymore. We're all germaphobes. We're all, you know, like, oh, don't touch me. Oh, that person coughed. That person sneezed. Oh, they're sick. Oh my God. Like, what the frick is happening?
I think the sneezing and coughing is just an effect of COVID, when we all got insane and couldn't even accept someone sneezing in the radius of 2 miles. And particularly if we're talking about smile, I still keep smiles, and I suggest you all do it because, like, necessarily, not even necessarily, don't look like an idiot, like a clown, because also there are some people who just walk around the whole day like, yeah, yeah, like jokers, you know. I mean an actual smile. Someone held you the door, you smile. The bus driver got you to your stop, you thank him and you smile. I don't know, someone gave you place in the same bus, you smile. And there's so many, like, you don't need to do this a lot. But whenever you're interacting with a human being, it's always better to approach it from a position of smiling. People's lives aren't that interesting and aren't that positive at all, like 24/7, if you think about it. So why not bringing in some positivity into it?
What's happening to this population? We're not even making eye contact. We're more comfortable leaving comments in a video than talking to someone in person. Like, what is that? You need to check yourselves. Check yourselves. If all you do is, if your only socialization is through a comment section or through a text message or Telegram or whatever you be on social media, like if that's your only
Super fun that she mentioned Telegram out of the first. She did mention Instagram or YouTube. She mentioned Telegram.
socialization, check yourself. Check yourself. Humans need connections, real connections, not just with your family. You need some different connections that you can actually feel like you're in your personality. So you can look someone in the eye and be like, hey, I'm Keira. You know, I'm real. I'm a person. I am like alive and breathing. Like we're both.
I mean, Keira, I think that we're normally distance a couple hundred or thousand miles. I texted you about a collab. I can't come and ask you for a collab, so just like reply to my DM.
Alive and breathing, and we're alive at the same time, the same generation. Like we're lucky to even be alive at the same time right now. Like at this very moment, we are all on Earth, and we can't even look each other in the eye. We need to really set ourselves straight here because we're scared. We have social anxiety. We can't even look ourselves in the mirror. Like,
and the fact is that we don't really need a lot. The thing that internet has done is that you don't really necessarily need that kind of socialization. You have all you need through, like, you can order food online. You don't even need to go and buy it. You don't even need to leave your house, and you got the internet, you got the Wi-Fi, and you can already interact with the world. So in general, the one thing that has killed a lot of people's social skills is the internet, not gonna lie. And even on the internet, they don't really know how to behave themselves, because once they get confronted with some random topic, it's blocked. Sorry.
if you walk past someone on the street, best believe they're either looking down, they're looking at their phone, they're looking elsewhere. They're not looking at you. Everybody got this pride where they're trying to hold their neck up, their chin up, like, oh, you know, I got everything figured out. Nobody got anything figured out, okay? Nobody knows anything about this world. Everything is just shoved in our faces.
I wanted to make this comment in the end, but she already passed me with it. I don't remember who specifically said it, which exact was it a YouTuber or a philosopher, but once you understand that the opposite, that all people around are just as dumb, afraid, and nervous as you are, life gets much more easier. Life gets absolutely easier because we get to think that everyone around us has everything solved out. They have no problems. They know exactly what they're doing in life, and we're the only ones struggling with these life challenges. If anything, most of us have it much more clearer that someone we may interact with and believe that they actually know better. I believe that the reason where it comes from is because we just know ourselves better. Like I know everything that has happened in my life, even the slightest problem that I could build upon. Whereas when you see what you see outside another person while you're talking to them, it's not even 20%. Not, I can guarantee you this. Even your best friend, I believe, couldn't reach up to 50. Even your best friend, your family might be somewhere around there, but still, that is a lot.
We are learning every day, so take the chip off your freaking shoulder. Look a person in the eye and smile. Like that's all it takes to be a friendly person nowadays. But
That's true, not gonna lie.
it doesn't happen. I don't see it. It's not like it's very rare to find someone who really looks you in the eyes and says, "How was your day?" Like, you know, How
I mean, to be fair, Kira, you were talking about random people on the shop, in a shop, in the mall, or in a bus. Why would I want someone to like ask me that on a shop, in a shop, in a bus, or somewhere else? Like, I get the point you're trying to make, but you're failing it a bit, just slightly a bit.
are you? How are you for real? Don't just say good, you know? It's really aggravating because I work in customer service. I talk to people all the time, and you can see the anxiety, you can see an insecurity, you can see something in them that triggers them from
Is it offline or online? Because these are two huge. They're like complete different, absolutely different. I can tell you that from personal experience.
actually being themselves and being like having the connection with them. They lack the connection in themselves. It's like a light switch. Like, we're all dimmed. We're not a full light. We're a dimmed light ever since 2020. And don't even get me started, because 2020 was the year of vision. We all started becoming woke. So everything around us, we're like, oh, this is BS. You know, the government is fooling us, blah, 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 all this BS. And
I think what 2020 also did is showed that you don't really need social skills to survive that much. Like, probably in order to live a happy and joyful full life, you really need to have them, and you need to interact with other people. But basically, what are all those remote jobs? What are all of those food deliveries, so to say? Like internet subscriptions. Where does it all come from? It all comes from the fact that people see that, okay, it's much more easier often, and you don't like, everyone thought that, oh my god, like businesses are gonna fall, life is gonna crush and crumble. And partly, yes, obviously some businesses didn't survive that pandemic, but still it was way better than I absolutely am sure people could have imagined, even at the beginning of March 2020. That's, I think, what was the main factor, and eventually, yeah, eventually it all led to what she's talking about right now.
ever since 2020, it's separated us, isolated us. It's made us feel like everyone's against us, and we can't even look each other in the eyes anymore. We're all just far away from ourselves. We're isolated from ourselves. It's really sad to see. And since COVID, we have used excuses like being sick, being a germaphobe. We're all germaphobes now. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, why are we
Why am I hearing this term only today? I seriously never heard of the term germaphobe. I'm not gonna Google it with you, but I'm gonna Google it right now while we are listening to Kira.
what happened to us just being all in the same room together and, like, you know, partying it up, being in the club, you know, in the 90s or the 2000s? Like, that is not a thing anymore. It's not. That's
No,
why I
that's a
dropped
lie.
the
Sorry,
video.
Kira. I do
The gym
enjoy your content, but this is a lie. I don't know. Maybe somewhere in the States. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in smaller villages, but come on, people still love clubbing.
gym is the new club, because the only room you see a bunch of people in is the gym. And even the gym, you go to the gym nowadays, you can't even, like, you don't look at anybody in the eye. Everybody just like, I'm at the gym, so I'm better than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Again, we talked about the gym thing before, but I also want to stop on the clubbing thing. I'll give you the credit, the benefit of doubt, because I haven't been clubbing before COVID. So maybe you, as a much more experienced person, can confirm that, okay, before COVID there was much more people than now. But I can only imagine how much would I hate clubbing if this is actually true, because for me in 2024 those places are full. They are too full. Even like, you go on it on a Thursday night just because you think that, okay, Fridays are going to be full, Saturdays are going to be full, and your friends are actually asking you to come, so you decide, okay, but let's do it on a Thursday, and they are still absolutely packed it's impossible to really dance. And I dance a lot with my feet, you know? So I really need the space, which I don't get. Oh, poor people in 2019.
The gym builds confidence, but don't let it build an ego. Okay. An ego is dangerous. An ego will deteriorate your personality to the point where no one likes you.
The ego is a good thing if you keep it, like if you live to it. It's important to build a strong ego. You don't have to be a jerk, but you gotta have a strong ego and then live up to it. Otherwise, it's just gonna turn into bullshit. So you have three paths: ego, bullshit, jerk. The stage is all yours.
Okay? Confidence is where everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone wants to be your friend, and you're able to look at other people in the eye. Honestly, that's confidence. That's true confidence. And if you can't look at anyone in the eye and you can't have a full-fledged conversation with someone and build a connection, there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with this
As a person who usually starts at least conversations, I can confirm it is absolutely true. Confidence builds friendship.
population. And I can't speak for the whole world, but I know it's an American problem. I know that it's the country's problem. It could be the entire world. You never know. But
Shout out to Keira on this specific moment because she actually gives herself even the benefit of doubt. Like, okay, I don't know about the whole world. Maybe Europeans are different, but I'm talking about what I've seen in the US. That's why I like you. Hell, I'm even going to like the video. I think I'm already subscribed, but here, you deserve that like.
I feel like cultures alleviate this feeling of isolation because they have cultures that bring them together. They have reasons to have human connection, where it's like we have to build an excuse to have a human connection. Like we need to say, oh, we're networking, we're getting something out of someone, make sure I benefit off this person so that I can communicate with them. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you just trying to get something out of someone by being nice? Why can't you just be a nice person? Just be a
That is a good question, but I was wanting to tackle another, that the reason that like you either ask a person how they're doing because you actually care how they're doing, or because you want something from them. You can't just like ask how you're doing because of nothing. Like there's no third choice in those that I mentioned.
kind person unapologetically, and you'll reap what you sow with being kind. So that's it. It's just as simple as that. You don't have to bribe anybody for benefits. Like, it's not about that. You should just want to be a better person. You should just want to be kind. And if you don't want to be kind, then at least look someone in the eye and tell them that, tell them to F off. Be mean to their face. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be a mean person, don't talk behind someone's back. Just say it to their face. Straight up.
But Keira, how can you say this stuff? Confronting someone, real eye contact. Like, I get what she's trying to say, but I've been talking about this for so long that I'm not even sure how much my commentary is necessary here. I'm only going to point out that that it's, how do you say? Okay, no, this actually may be in the moral of the video, so we're going to talk about this later.
That's full-fledged confidence, right? But if you can't do that, what are you doing? What are we doing? We are disconnecting ourselves. And this is why I'm making these videos. I'm trying to put some truth into the world, because this is what I think of every day. I think of so many thoughts every day. Sometimes I just gotta journal it. I gotta journal it. I gotta document it. Leave it for the history, for the younger generation, the generations after us. These videos are basically just for the next generation, because it's a mess. It is a pitfall of this freaking population. It is a pitfall to go walk into the street and not be smiled at and to be ignored. Especially men. Men nowadays, it's like nobody looks at a man. You know what I'm saying? Even if they look good, even if you're a handsome looking dude and you're out there doing pull-ups, nobody's looking at you, bro.
I have belief. It's nothing wrong with me. It's wrong with the society. I always knew that I'm not the problem. That the reason people are not looking at me. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not sure about the gym, but I think in general, I have even a saying whenever I go to hang out with a group of people that if you don't remember me after the event, probably I did something wrong,
Like, it's crazy. It is
and it's always in a good way. In a good way, remembering, not in a good way doing wrong.
insane. Like, why has it shifted so bad? Like, it's to the point where women are the idols, we're the trophies, and we're the only ones capitalizing off of anything. But guess what? It's deteriorating femininity. It's deteriorating what womanhood really is and what it means to be a woman. What are we doing? We are allowing it to happen. We need to stop buying into it. And you know what? You know what? We need to realize what we're actually doing. We need to stop and think, hey, how can I actually be a better person? How can I go about today and change it up? How can I change up my routine so that it's not the same as everybody else? Because we're all just sheep herded into the same like thought processes. We all see the same videos in the doom scrolling. We all see the same memes. We hear the same sounds. We're all accustomed to the same bullshit, the same fake news. We need to stop and be like, yo, what can I do to stop? What can I do to alleviate all this toxic energy thrown at me?
I think the only way that you're going to make someone stop, or at least try to stop, is by ruining their life. Like, if their life is going to start sucking, then they might consider it. Otherwise, you can't pull a bear that doesn't want to get. How does the quote go? You can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved.
And I think it starts with just looking someone in the eye and smiling, because we're disconnecting ourselves subconsciously, going on our phones all the time. We're connected to the phone more than ourselves.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's pretty much my rant today, because all I do is talk to people all day, and I just get reminded of how disconnected we really are, especially men and women. Like, we sit here trying to pick roles, and it's just be a good person, man. Just be a good human being. It's not much. Like, it really doesn't take much. You're born in this.
Like, now one day you're going to see our collab, because I think we can talk about this for like hours. I mean, it's true, but we live in a society. Like, I get what she's trying to say, but we live in a society, and you can be the next revolutionary person. You can start the whole marching thing, or you can try to use it, like the things that you have right now, the best as you can. Or maybe actually try to find someone who's just okay fitting you and your lifestyle, and then ignoring the others. I don't know. It's complicated.
This world to figure it out. No, like, that's all there is to it. All you gotta do is look someone in the eye. And that's it. That's it today. I hope you liked it. This was my rant, and I really feel this rant. I'm ready to just... Sometimes I feel like giving my 2 cents to someone in person, you know? And that's where my confidence lies, because I feel like I would disrespect someone. Like, hey, can't you just ask me about my day? Like, I sit here and smile at people all the time, and it takes a toll on me. It takes me away from who I am, because when I smile at someone and they don't smile back, I'm just like... But it's okay.
That's
because I
uncomfortable.
choose to do this, and I am choosing to be a kind person. I don't want to be a kind person for benefits. So that's it, and I'll see you next time.
If there is one thing I've learned is that it's super hard to be kind just for the sake of being kind. So shout out to everyone who is still keeping up with this. But I actually have a different moral of the video, which is going to be like this. We have got so bad in general with our social skills that often, a lot of the times, if you have a choice to not say something or say something, just speak, just talk about this. And yes, you might get one or two weird negative reactions, but in general, we're all human beings, and that is something we all shall understand. While you think about it, I'm going to thank you all for watching this particular reaction live or not live, maybe in replay, depending how and when you were watching it. If you enjoyed it, please, I ask you very kindly, hit the subscribe button. Please, let's reach our milestone. It could change depending on when you're watching the video. Right now, it's 150 subscribers. Despite me being tired, I'm still producing these reactions to you, and I really hope for your feedback. So there's always a place to like the video if you enjoyed it. I want to see. Yeah, I see the like button appear. Or if you didn't enjoy it, please, the dislike button is also here for you. Where's my dislike cloud? There it is. But also don't forget, final thing that I remind you, write comments so that I would know what do you particularly enjoy or don't enjoy in my reactions. This was zynovii7 giving you yet another reaction. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, I'll see you probably in a couple days.